Hello Aquarius, this is Ashley. We're going to get into your reading for the week of November 8th. This week it's going to be a little bit different. I am kind of zooming in on the 1111 portal. Now if you don't know anything about the 1111 portal, I suggest you look it up. But essentially it is a portal, a time when manifestation and ascension is accelerated. And so we're going to do a little bit of a different spread here, where in this first row we're going to look at what you're manifesting right now, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. We're going to look at what you do need to know, or something that will increase your awareness to hopefully improve your outcome here. And then we're also going to look at any messages from your guides at this time and what they want you to pay attention to or do. And we'll get into it here. So let me know down in the comments what you think of this. This is a little bit different than just kind of looking at your present situation and what might be coming in the future. Now granted, if you watch this reading and you see that you're manifesting something, it may or may not resonate based on if you're doing it on purpose or not, right? So you'll have to let me know what you think down in the comments. I appreciate any of your time watching, any likes, shares, subscribes, etc. And keep an eye out for those eclipse bonuses. Those will be coming out this week. Trying to get a couple of them done every day so we can get those out there. So let's see what's going on for Aquarius for this 1111 portal and what you're manifesting right now and what you need to be aware of. So we have the Two of Cups, the Six of Swords, and the Two of Swords, the Tower, the Six of Wands, and Judgment, the Queen of Swords, the Devil, and the Eight of Cups. At the bottom of the deck we have the Page of Cups. So you could certainly have a love offer coming in towards you, or you may be thinking about making this offer to someone. Could be in the form of an apology when it's the Page of Cups. Could also be kind of like this inspirational idea that kind of comes to you. Oftentimes the Page of Cups has a fish that pops out of that cup that he's holding, and it can kind of be like this fleeting idea that requires you to take action before the fish escapes, right? So let's get into this. In the first row, we're looking at what you're manifesting, and we have the Orphaned card. So the first thing that comes to mind when I see this in what you're manifesting is potentially manifesting your own orphanage, if that makes sense. So like potential rejection here. You know, this Orphan card talks about feeling left out, feeling not part of a group, feeling not part of something. Or just feeling like misunderstood and kind of like the black sheep, right? And so that could be something that you are manifesting at this time. We'll look and see more what that's speaking to as we get into the cards here. We have the Two of Cups, the Tower, and the Queen of Swords. It could be with the Two of Cups, the Tower, and the Queen of Swords coming in here together, It could be the crumbling of a union that is taking place here. And it could be because you decide to walk away from this. With the Queen of Swords, she tends to cut things out of her experience. You can see in this card, she looks kind of brutal. Very serious, and that's kind of the Queen of Swords energy. She sees things clearly and she takes no prisoners, right? But let's get some more clarifiers here and see if we can narrow down what might be going on here and what you're manifesting at this time. Now, something to keep in mind, if this resonates for you and this isn't what you want to manifest, that's the whole point of this reading, is to kind of give you some more awareness so that you can change your approach, change how you think about something, or kind of shift your behavior so that you can manifest what it is that you do want. So I hope that makes sense. With the Two of Cups, we have the Queen of Cups. So it could be dealing with a water sign here. And the Hermit, we also have some Virgo energy. With the Tower, there's that Page of Cups again. You can see that little fish that I was talking about. And the Nine of Cups. So something that is definitely inspirational, a dream come true for you. It could be that at this time you're actually kind of manifesting your own realization about something. That Tower can be this like shock to the system, this sudden dawning of awareness here. And it could very well be that you're recognizing something as a dream come true for you. With the Queen of Swords, we have the Ace of Wands and the Six of Swords. Okay, so I feel like at this time, there's a strong possibility here. It's kind of been interesting. I'm just going to say some of these readings have been a bit to the point. And I think in a lot of ways that's exactly what's needed, what's good, right? But they've come through. Some of them have been a little bit brutal. So don't shoot the messenger, but this is what I'm picking up on. I do feel like perhaps you may be in a Two of Cups kind of dynamic. Could be with a hermit. Could be with a Virgo or Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Cancer and Pisces most strongly for me with that Queen of Cups card. And I do feel like that someone in this dynamic has a lot of intuition, a lot of love, right? And someone else in this dynamic is very much on an inward journey. And to me, Aquarius, it feels like you, because of this orphan card, you know, when we go into this hermit mode, we kind of go off on our own and we're really looking within ourselves for something. And so that kind of puts us in a little bit of that black sheep singular energy. Even if that's not the reality, even if we're surrounded by other people, we may feel very orphaned or kind of just not on the same vibe with other people. And so I do feel like there is certainly a soulmate connection here. But I feel like one of you could be definitely in this deep dive, this almost dark night of the soul kind of situation here. And I'm also feeling like someone here, again, this could be you. Definitely flip it and reverse it if it doesn't resonate. But I do feel like you may be kind of more in the zone of really thinking thinking, 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 thinking. You might even overthink with the Hermit showing up there. And I do feel like there is some sudden realization, like I was speaking to, of something that you want, some dream that you want, something that you're craving. Now, it like kind of comes to you as this sudden realization, right? And I do feel like that could be as a result of this deeper dive that you're taking within yourself here. With this Queen of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and the Six of Swords, I think what one of two things could be happening here. It could be that someone in this dynamic decides to move forward to something new. And it could be because you are in this kind of more solitude type energy within the Two of Cups. So, you know, with the Two of Cups energy, we are either in a romantic situation, a love situation. It can also be us and our higher self. Now in this dynamic, I feel like it's probably with another person. And it could very well be that your person is also feeling orphaned from you because you're kind of in this dark night of the soul energy. But I think somebody here has this realization that perhaps this soulmate situation is a dream come true. Now, I do feel like something probably had to break down for that to happen. With the Tower there, it can be a shaking of the foundation or a complete destruction of something that we've built up, right? And so it could also be that you're kind of in the space of chasing what it is that may be your dream come true here. But somebody in this dynamic, I feel like, is moving on into a new beginning here. Now, it could certainly be you, Aquarius, with this Queen of Swords energy. You could decide that you want to move on to something else, something that is more inspiring to you. For others, I feel like it could very well be that you come to this conclusion that you want to have a new beginning here. But I feel like with that orphaned card, you could very well be overthinking yourself into a separation here. So if that is something that you're not wanting, pay attention to that. And we'll kind of get into that as we move into this next row. It talks about something you might need to be aware of at this time. So kind of just take that as it resonates. It's a little bit different. I feel like a couple of stories coming through there. Now in the row of what you need to be aware of, we have Wish Upon a Star. And it's kind of interesting because it reminds me of the Star card in the Tarot. You can see this little girl is holding this star and making a wish. And the Star card in Tarot is Aquarian energy. And so what this card talks about, though, is that we set an intention. And if we're doing that on purpose, we might actually think, okay, this is what I want. This is what I want it to look like. Here's what I'm going to do to get it, right? When it's unconscious, it can happen because we have our intention or our focus on something that we don't want, and we give it so much time and energy that it happens, right? So, I mean, we're talking about manifestation here. Now we have the Six of Swords, Six of Wands, and the Devil. So I do feel like the intention here is to move out of some sort of toxic energy. Now that could be a toxic relationship, it could be a toxic habit, it could be just this feeling of being stuck and bound to something. And I do feel like there's victory coming in here with this Six of Wands, and that Six of Swords is talking about moving into calmer waters. You can see that the water that they're in is kind of tumultuous here, and in the background where they're going, it's kind of calmed down. They're kind of moving to the other side of this river. But it's showing up in the row of something you need to be aware of here. So I want to get some more detail so we can figure out what that specific message might be for you, Aquarius. We have the Three of Cups coming in for that Six of Swords. And Judgment. So I do feel like someone here, could be you, is hoping for reunion here. With Judgment and the Three of Cups coming up together, to me that's a reunion energy and moving into something more positive with someone. Especially because we have this dynamic that's been going on in the manifestation row. With the Six of Wands, we have the Four of Wands. So 11-11, right? And it's the Union card. So I do feel like the hope here is that this come together in a victorious union. We have the Four of Cups. But I feel like perhaps there's, with that Four of Cups showing up there, it's kind of like it's showing up for you. You see this cup is coming out of the clear blue sky, out of this little cloud, and it's like it's being handed to you. The victory, though, it comes in recognizing it. Now, it is showing up in this same row with this surprising revelation of a dream come true. So maybe what's been manifesting, or what is manifesting for this portal for you, is this, oh, here it is. Here's that thing I've been hoping for. Here it is. Right? For others, I feel like there's a chance here, because it's coming in the row of what you need to be aware of, is that perhaps you haven't noticed on some level that the intention that you're setting is for this reunion to happen. So if, like, on a day-to-day basis, your intention is to move on to something different, but what you're really thinking about and giving energy to is a reunion here, you know, kind of be aware of that the two are maybe matching up. With the Devil, we have the Three of Pentacles and the Tower. Okay. So it feels to me like perhaps the revelation that's coming up and something you need to be aware of is that the toxic patterns, the fear, any of that Devil card energy needs to be worked on, broken down, and rebuild as something healthier. And so if we are dealing with a counterpart situation here for you, something you need to be aware of is that those toxic patterns can be broken down and rebuilt in a healthy manner, if that makes sense, if that is your intention with this wish upon a star card, right? So in the messages from your guides, we have action. So they want you to take action. Now, it says movement needed. With the Two of Swords, Judgment, and the Eight of Cups here, I feel like the thing you need to do here is decide what you're doing. And because, again, there's like this revelation that it's a dream come true, and then there's energy here of, well, maybe I'll move on, you know? And then there's all this intention here of things getting better, but then there's like, so it's like two things are happening at once here. And with that Two of Swords, it may be something you don't realize. You can see her eyes are closed here. That perhaps you're sitting on a choice here, especially with Judgment showing up again. Like, do you want reunion? Do you want to rebuild? Do you want to break down the toxic things and rebuild in a healthier way? Do you want to come back together, or do you want to move on to a new beginning? So it's like action needs to be taken here on whether or not to reunite or walk away. I mean, it's clear as day here. So let's see if any more details will help that. The Two of Swords. We have the King of Pentacles. And the Wheel of Fortune. With Judgment, we have the Five of Wands. It does definitely feel like you're conflicted about making a choice, and the Page of Wands. And it could be instigating some conflict here. Some arguments even. With the Eight of Cups, we have the Devil. Again, same row. And the Fool. It's like walk away from the toxicity and have a new beginning here. And whatever that means for you. Whether that means walking away from this completely or walking away from the toxicity itself. Getting out of the fear and taking a leap of faith. It's like you're being nudged by your guides to do something here. But it could very well be that you're kind of sitting more in this, still sitting in this more hermitage, overthinking perhaps, kind of energy, especially with that Two of Swords coming up. With the Two of Swords, we got the King of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. It feels like there's an opportunity here to build something long-term, to build something stable. It almost feels like you're at a crossroads here, and it feels very karmic in nature. It's like either way you go, there will be lessons and positives and negatives, right? Like anything. But it almost feels like you're being given the choice here on exactly what takes place. It's like the ultimate of crossroads, kind of being at this space where if you go right and you move on, for example, that will set your path moving forward. Or if you go left and reunite and rebuild, minus the toxicity, right? There are lessons and positive things that can come from there. But I think as far as manifestation goes, to me here what's missing is the action. You know, when we talk about law of attraction or manifestation or anything like that, it's a co-creative experience, right? We're working with the universe to bring something into our experience that we want. And we set the intention, and then we do something about it. And I feel like what's going on here, there's all this thinking, there's all this reflection, there's all this intention setting, but there's not a move being made here. And so I feel like your guides are prompting you to take a step, either left or right, in order for this manifestation to happen, one way or another, right? So it looks like the choice is yours here. It's just a matter of which direction you go at this crossroads. So I hope you found that helpful, Aquarius, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for being here. Bye.